herself. She looked at me and this is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free.
Hey guys, it's Woody. Sorry about the long intro, but for me, like in my mind, for me, that is one of the most amazing intros in gaming history, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I just freaking love it. But this video is about Borderlands 2. So if you don't know anything about Borderlands, it released in October of 2009, which makes it 3 years old now. Almost. And it was a huge hit. It's one of the few games I can remember where they couldn't press the CDs fast enough. They just weren't prepared for how popular this game was going to be. And you see how it looks kind of like cartoonish, like cell shading, etc.? That isn't what it originally looked like. What it originally looked like was a lot like Modern Warfare, a lot like Battlefield, a lot like every other game out there. So they were like, you know what, let's change it. And apparently it was an easy change for them to make, but it drastically changed the way that the feel of the game is, like the aesthetics, right? There's graphics and there's aesthetics, right? Graphics, if I understand this right, is how the frames per second. It's how detailed the stuff that you're looking at is. And then there's aesthetics. And, that to me, like, for example, is where Black Ops could do a lot better. Is it just brown? Is it just ordinary? Is it just, is it an ugly environment to be in? Or is it an amazing environment to be in? So Borderlands did aesthetics right, although it was a little brown for parts of it, but maybe that's just a pet peeve of mine that doesn't impact other people. Back on topic, I want to talk about Borderlands 2, and first we'll get the bad out of the way. In terms of bad, like one of the things I wanted to see improve from Borderlands 1 was the character development, right? So in Borderlands 1, do you remember, what was his name, like TJ Craig or something like that? He was towards the beginning of the game, and he's the guy that, I used to be an adventurer like you till I took a skag to my knee or something like that, and the skag bit his leg off. He was the original guy, and he was amazing. And but, after he sends you on a quest or two, he just sort of dies, and the development wasn't really there. And then there's another guy. The one that gives you the cars, right? He's energetic, he's interesting, and they didn't really develop his character. So I was hoping in Borderlands 2 that there would be more character development than there was in Borderlands 1, and I didn't see it. But that also leads me into the difference between a first impression and a review. This is a first impression. I've only played the game for half an hour. If this were a review, I would have played the game all the way through and really known what it was about. I can't be sure that there's no character development just because I didn't see it in my 30 minutes. But, I'm giving you guys the best first impression that I know how to do. Let's talk about some of the good stuff. One of the things that made Borderlands famous was the gun selection. There's a huge amount of guns in this game. It's like millions. And what they do is they take all these different guns and then they use kind of a random generator and assign rarity to them. That the color coding means something. Like these green ones are kind of garbage and then the orange ones are amazing. And what you're looking at me do on screen right now is drop a weak weapon and then pick up a much better one. So that's how this works. So yeah, there's a random gun generator that really impacts the way that this game plays, and it's pretty cool. So that's that. The new one has the random gun generator again. So there's million kinds of different guns. And by the way, it's not that amazing, right? Like in Modern Warfare 3, I wonder how many kinds of guns that has when you consider all the attachments, all the extended mags, the camos, and then the guns themselves and the proficiencies. There's a lot of gun combinations in Modern Warfare 3 too. But in 2009 when it did this, it was just far and away above what anyone else did. One of the new guns, and I actually got to play this, it's a holographic gun, right? So as you shoot it, it just appears in your hand. And then instead of reloading it, you throw it at the enemy and it explodes. And then it appears in your hands again, right? That's the reload animation. Throw the gun at the bad guy, hurt the bad guy with the exploding gun, and then instead of putting a new clip in, it I don't know what the opposite of vaporizes is. It reappears in your hand. Snipe somebody. So, and by the way, if you shoot it once and you throw it at the guy, it's a giant explosion because there's ammo left. If you shoot it lots of times and you throw it at the guy, then it's a smaller explosion because there's less ammo left. And it's a neat little mechanic that you don't see in other games because it's a fantasy game. Another thing that's new about Borderlands is that the colors are more vibrant than they were before. I like that a lot. The AI is supposed to be a lot smarter. In this game, my character's all built up and super strong. But in this game, if you if you shoot a guy from a distance, sometimes you can sit there and like headshot him and it doesn't alert the other bad guys. Or, you know, if you maybe go up something high, they just kind of pull at the bottom like zombies from Black Ops. Whereas in the new one, they're much more intelligent. They'll work their way up their steps. They'll attack you and stuff like that. So so that's something that's new in the game. The artificial intelligence is much smarter. There's new ideas for weapons, and the colors are much more vibrant. That's pretty cool. Another thing they're doing right with the next game is it's coming out in September. For my money, it could be even earlier. But I hate that every game thinks they're the next Call of Duty, and they want to release in November and catch this Christmas rush. You know, if I were king, it'd be like, look, there's only one Call of Duty, and you need to recognize, like, if you're Left 4 Dead, another great game, you're going to be second place on a lot of people's lists. That's just how this goes down. And, you know, you would be really wise to release in, like, September so that you don't have to compete head-to-head with them. By September, people are thirsting for a new shooter, right? They've played so much Modern Warfare 3, they're going to be ready for another new game. And that's one of the things that Borderlands 2 has right. They're releasing in September. I'd like to see August. But last time they released in October, they did really well. So I think September, they might do even better. Because, you know, to me, if you release on October 20th, like they did before, then that's only, what, 3 weeks before Call of Duty comes out? Like, that's not enough. But if you release on September 20th, then you've got, like, 7 weeks, and that's enough time to enjoy a game, or a lot of games anyway. Another thing that's different about Borderlands 2 that might seem like a small thing, but you automatically pick up the things you'd automatically want to pick up, like ammo and money, and then you have to manually pick up guns. So what happened in the last Borderlands, the one that you're looking at now, is you know, you'd have to sit there and like rapid tap the pick up button to get all your ammo and bullets and stuff like that, and then you'd grab a gun which had no interest to you whatsoever, and it would fill up your gun slots and you didn't even want it, and that really sucked. So the new one does that automatically and intelligently, which is pretty cool. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the sort of Borderlands 2 first impressions thing. I'm going to pick up the game because I am a Borderlands fan. I don't know how many times I've played through this game, 6 or 7, something like that. But as you can see, my guy is like, he's OP at this point. I really should pick another one and level up like a soldier or something. But I like this game. I've been waiting for the sequel to it. It took them 3 years, so hopefully they've done something, you know, pretty notable in between. Based on my first impressions, it looks interesting, and I'll be checking it out. I don't know what I'm going to do with the game, like YouTube-y, if that's a word. Oh, I miss your jump, punk. I might live stream it, but I can only play with 4 people. It's too long for a playthrough, but I'll definitely be enjoying it on my own for sure. So I hope you guys like the review, and have a good day. If you're new and you like the video, you can click on subscribe in the top right. If you're not new, then you can just click on like if you like the video. 2 videos you may have missed. The top one is about parenting and praise. It's actually a response to a friend of mine's video. And the bottom one is Mail Monday. Everyone likes to check out Mail Monday. So if you haven't seen it this week, then do your thing. Links in the description. Surprise video on the right. And have a good day.